So Mr. Hughie, we swapped the BMW for this. Hughie. She needs some work.
He knows why I'm recording him. Why else would I slow down? Lol. Guess who's on camera?
Focus, damn it. Yeah, caught another one of these little fellas. Not sure that they are bearded dragons. Poor little fella, he's puffed out. I was just rolling up this wire here, and he made an appearance. Hey, who are you looking at? Hey? Alright. Where you go? Now go on. Move. Look at that, he blends in. He's just there. There he goes again. Psst, psst. Come on, I don't want to trot on you. Go. Out of here. Away from here. Away from me. Go on. He's keen. He's just there. Oh well, back to what I was doing.
Oh. So how the hell do you fix that? It's still dripping. What else is up in there? That's clean there. So I would say that would be it. Okay.
No, turn the chair around. You were doing that before. Where you go? Yeah, he's just pushing it. Big circle, big circle.
Slide this way a little bit.
Hang on now.
should be using my bike, I'm a bit more used to that one. You like that? He says I can't go too far, I've got arms either side. Now he wants to climb up. Well, this is the old number 12. You can see it's got rippers. Yeah, no power steering, it's all... You would have thought they would have given you a bit bigger steering box. Even the one to lay the wheels over is bigger than that. Like the circumference of the wheels inside. I know it hasn't got much throw, but you know. Anyway, so there's that. Steering is pretty heavy. So yeah. Anyway. Low range, high range would be over here. First is forward, reversed is back, and then second and third. Brakes and clutch and handbrake. All your controls. Fuel tank's under the seat. Pony motor, which we do actually use. A lot of people bump start theirs, but yeah. Hey, how's this for repurposing? Isn't that cool? So yeah. Goes like a gem. Someone repurposed the manifold, or reconditioned it I should say. And yeah, there's the pony motor, goes into the inlet manifold. The tube runs all the way through. And then comes out the other side. And that heats up your intake. What half of all this does on the side, I'm not exactly sure. Can't remember. Oh, yeah I do. It's for your decompressioner. That rail down the side there, that'll be for decompressioner. That'll be hold your exhaust valves open. Yeah. I guess once you've seen one side, you've seen both sides. I had to get out and walk around for a bit, that's how I got bloody needs killing me. Here's some kangaroos in the motorbike last night. Got the Harrows just knocking off. I'll show you tomorrow what I'm doing. Got this old fence line here that we've graded, levelled, whatnot. Basically I'm just dragging some straw from this side out of the wheat onto it and just dumping it there to stop it from blowing away. be nice if there was wheat both sides, but canola straw is pretty well useless. Yeah, and that's doing its job, so I can't really take much of that away. Well, I can't take any of that away. Whereas I can take some of this off and still leave enough behind after going over it twice that this ground will stay here in the wind. So yeah, that's why I'm only pulling from this side, which I'll show you in more detail tomorrow. There's a couple of really big birds up there. Might just divert and drive next to them. They're pretty big. Let's see if they fly off. Oh, that sun in my eyes. They're not scared at all. I said I'd explain, but I guess there's no explanation really needed. I want them just not to drag on the ground. Basically dragging stuff onto that fence line. Still a bit rough. Oh, some straw. That was the second run. 2 runs like that should be more than enough. new run. Gotta do all this red. Give myself any reference marks. Normally I turn tight enough to leave a few wheel marks. So I normally go right a little bit before I go left. I've got some wheel marks for my next run. Some guidelines to aim for. Because I haven't been keeping my roads all straight. Good, you can do about 12 k's an hour at, I don't know, what, 1100 revs, 1200 revs. Might get up to 1300 if you're lucky. I can stop without using the clutch. This new technology is alright. Not much straw here, not much cover on the field, so I don't know. There's a little bit more on this side, so I might have to make this a bit anemic, drive through it a few more times to try and spread it out. Stretching my legs. I've been sitting in there for a while, I'm not sure what time it is. 11:30, I've been in there since 10 to 8. This is the old Bagshaw. This is, I wish we had this when I was working at home. Well, but then I guess I wouldn't appreciate working with something like this. Because the one we had, you fold the arms up, pushed them in by hand. After the only ram you had was to lift them up, and you had to lift them on by yourself. And you had cables instead. You had metal rods instead of cables. And yeah, I used to sit on the 650 and sometimes what else used to use? One of the cases, LA, I think. And yeah, it'd harrow air paddocks, stuff like that. But you know, I was thinking about it yesterday, last night, a bit this morning, you know, like I suppose if I had grown up with something like this, I wouldn't appreciate the fact that things have moved forward. I mean, an old tractor for some of these kids that are growing up now is going to be one of these, yeah, which is fairly simple to operate, you know, and it might be some of the younger generations might learn to drive in something of this model. When I started driving tractors, it was an E27N Fordson Major. petrol Kero, and then I drove Old Man's LA, and for a little bit I did a couple of bits and pieces on the 500 before that went down for repairs, and then it was the 886 and the 650 McCormick, which is petrol diesel. So, you know, like when you can get into something where you can just turn the key rather than, you know, choking them and crank starting them and changing fuels over and things like that after you've warmed them up and things like that. You know, like, I guess it's a lot easier, and I guess you appreciate it a bit more. Alright, I spent 2 minutes out of the machine, 3 minutes actually, we'll say 5 and call it square. I'm going to get back in. Come on, walk across.
You're so clever. Again? Wait, come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah!
The destruction has started. So obviously, when I get my tape measure out, as a pointer, I'm going to the top of there, which is 975 mils high. Seems to be a good height, and it's level with the top of that brick. What I have found is that the windows aren't level, so I go to the top of that and it looks right, even though it's going to be wrong, because there's about 10 mils difference. I've lifted that, so I haven't nailed all them in because they might have to come out. Guess what I found? Dum dum dum. So I have to nail that back in. It's got wood rot, but it shouldn't get wet because that's a veranda on the other side now. But once upon a time it was exposed. And 5 meters long. So I don't know where I worked that out. Roughly. Alright, there's 5 meters minus 50 mils, because that's what that sign is from the wall. So we're 450, 4,950, somewhere here. I'm half tempted just to go to the edge of this and call it a good 4,900. Not sure yet. My reasoning for that is because then I can mount the corner of the bench to here almost. Well, not really, because it's going to be too wide, but I can put something substantial off the corner there and make my vise on the corner here work off of that. That's the original 32 volt power station engine block. That would have had a Ronaldson tippet or something on it by the looks of those. Probably a Model N. Yeah, it's about the right width, I reckon. Maybe. Who knows? And so I'll have power points there and there. Those ones at the end. I'm still only going to come up to this brick here, which is going to give me, what's that, 100 mils? For shits and giggles. 100 mils, which is enough room to get power cords through. So if you can imagine that the bench is going to be like that. Dropping my power cords down and run the air compressor here. And the old arc welder is going to go in the corner because that's that old plug there. And sometimes you just need a arc welder. MIG can go anywhere it likes. Probably under the middle here. But yeah, I'm half tempted to notch the back of the bench and run a power point down for things underneath. we'll see. And I've got cupboards I want to put in above to store miscellaneous crap in. I've got power coming in right there for extra power points if I want. I should terminate that properly. Yeah, you didn't see that. Huh. Get rid of these pictures. Yeah, piece of angle I don't think's got. I think I've got's not long enough. So I've got a piece of angle I want to put across the back, and I'll work off of that with my steel, which is around the corner. And look at the mess we got. Chicken coop's nearly finished. That pole's leaning so bad. If that pole was straight, they didn't firm up real well. And they moved around a bit once we put the wire on. So, burn pile. I have to pull it apart before I light it up because I don't want too big a fire. Crazy bastards. I've got plans to pull that shed down. I'm going to replace it with a similar size structure that you can actually put a motor vehicle in or something. Probably storage for collectibles. Vintage motorcycles. Vintage. None of mine are vintage yet. Look at all these bastards. They're actually a pest. You can shoot them. You're allowed to shoot them. So the white ones are not allowed to. But they're almost pest quality too these days as well. Now,